this changed too. Obviously the layout of this. I also love the fact that you used to be able to just hide that shit. I really like that. But now they've kind of like set it up like this, which is a little bit different. It's a UI enhancement. Yeah, pretty much. So this is in the stash, and yeah, no. There's the answer to the question, Necro. Was yeah, there's shared and there's personal. So in the old Diablo, the original Diablo, we didn't have the multiple tabs as far as I remember. So you just had like one tab, your inventory and your heroic queue. That was it. That was all the space you got, and you had to fucking figure it out. You had to prioritize what was worth more in the long run to keep.
Good to see you.
Now they have like shared tabs and stuff, which obviously a lot of people really like and wanted and use, and I'm not. Trying to avoid it. I also can choose to enable a whole bunch of settings where, like, if I was to run around and run past gold, it would automatically pick up. I disabled it because I like to pick up my own gold. I don't give a shit if it's 1 coin or 5 coins. I'll fucking pick that shit up myself. Like, it just makes me happy. So there's that kind of thing too. Character hasn't really changed. Let's see, skills. I feel like that hasn't really changed. Let's see. Helper, I feel like I don't remember this being like they're having like 3 different things. But I'm thinking that they did. I think they just look different. Like different attacks and stuff like that. Like that's all kind of the same. Where is skills and quests? I love how these look. Like, look how gorgeous and vibrant and stuff they are. Like, if I change it over, they're still nice. Like, I still see them as exactly as they are and stuff. But when I change it back over, they just like, especially when these change, oh, the visual is just, it's amazing. I love this game. I really do. Like, you guys will hear me gush about this game like non-fucking stop. The music, the visuals, the gameplay, the fucking difficulty that, like, you can't just walk outside and everything's the same fucking difficulty as you. If you want to, you can play this entire map, close out, open back in, and you're suddenly stronger than everything in the whole fucking map because you've leveled up higher than the area. It's awesome. Like, I love that shit. I like being able to, like, you know, if I'm going to wipe out every monster or every demon or whatever on the map, I want to make sure that, like, they stay dead, for starters, and I end up stronger than the area as a result of it. Otherwise, like in Diablo 4, where that didn't happen every time I entered and exited a place, everything would respawn, and I just, like, everything leveled up with me, and I just stopped killing everything. I'm just like, I will kill only what prevents me from moving forwards because I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter if I go to the end as level 20 versus a level 40. It makes no difference because everything's going to scale up for it. So, whereas here, fuck yeah, whatever level I'm at, 24, like that should be relatively appropriate for the area, especially since I'll go in and clear out like every cage and dungeon and trapdoor and everything.
I've read legends about a sage named Kurile who studied the mysteries of life beyond death. If I remember correctly, his ashes were ensconced within a golden statuette. It was a very strange tale.
I love the idea that literally, you know, being cremated and putting your ashes in something is supposed to be strange. Elector, where is... I think he's up and around the corner here. Pretty sure. Is that those easy potions? I don't know if it's this guy. Yeah, it is. It's the most important stockpile of those. I do stockpile the shit out of potions. We had like 4 rows of them.
The golden bird of Guile? Thank you, my friend. Busy yourself while I experiment with the ashes within it. Then return and see what I've made for you.
I also love the fact that, like, the weapons and shit in here, they'll make magical shit for you. The only thing I was thinking about earlier that bothers me a little bit is I haven't yet seen any set items. So, you know how in Diablo 2, it was always kind of rare to sort of come across, like, set items. I don't know if I come across that in like Nightmare in Hell. I don't know, I can't remember. But I do kind of like, I feel like I should have maybe found one set piece already, you know? I just feel like that's off. I don't know if they've removed set pieces from this, or if I just haven't found them yet, or if I'm not to that level yet. I don't know what it is. Return to Alcor for reward. Alright, well, I'll come back to him later. It's time to try Andariel on Hell mode. Oh, yeah? Good luck with that. Hopefully, hopefully she's not fucking just steamrolls you. But then again, like, if you're up to Hell mode and you've got, like, alright stuff, I'm sure you'll be fine. And Dariel's not the worst. I always found that she's kind of like, it's intimidating at first because you're like, where the fuck's she gonna be? And then you come across her and it's like, oh, that wasn't so bad. At least that's my experience with Andariel. I could go right around this. Oh, shit. Fuck. Hold on. Hi. I also like to try to keep my assistant, like my helper, from like the rogue encampment for as long as I can. So in the past, obviously, when she dies, it starts costing a few grand every time to resurrect her. And obviously, she's not usually adept at like these areas. So I kind of understand that she just keeps dying, right? I get that. I get why she dies. But I just like having her around, you know? For shit like that. But yeah, I enjoy having just like the rogue around and stuff like that. It's super nostalgic to me. Oh, fucking hell. I gotta stop hitting 4. That's my fault. And I can stay. I can stay. Yeah, so like, oh, I accidentally cast Magic Arrow. That's funny. And she's just support mercenary. And she's my support animal, basically. Like, it's kind of like, you know, in Diablo 1, how you could play a rogue, right? It's nostalgia for me in that way. So I can like run around with an Amazon and have a rogue with me, and yeah, she's just there. Oh yeah, little chip sapphire. I just like the fact that you can have a helper and stuff. It's not like forced on you either, like Diablo 3, where they're just like, you're going to have this person whether you like it or not, and you're going to fucking love them. Like, you can't get rid of them. You can only swap them over. And it's like, I don't want that. Take it back. It's already overcooked kind of thing, you know? That's how I feel about it. I always need to have... What's that? Wahid as my merc. See, I can't remember the name of the helper that I always used to have. I'm sure if I like logged into like my main Diablo game, I'm sure I could probably find out what my helper's like main name is. But the thing is, like, after a while, so my Kelly character, obviously I've played her for decades, right? So it's no wonder that eventually my main helper, my original, died and I replaced her and stuff, right? So I don't know for sure what the name would be, but somewhere between like Nightmare and Hell and the multiple different playthroughs and stuff, I would have upgraded. I usually run around with one of the guys from here. This is usually where I have to get it because I normally don't have enough money by here. I normally fuck around with all the gambling traders and end up like losing my money and dying a whole heap of battles and just being like, cool, I can't afford to resurrect you anymore. Now I've got to go buy like, you know, the $200 to $500 fucking helper that, I don't know. They have armor. They have armor, that's it. But yeah, I tend to just keep her. I just like her. I think it's cool. I like the concept of the rogues. Like, something to do with, like, the specific, like... If she'd stay still for a fucking second, she's the most hyperactive bitch I've ever seen. The armor kit on her, I really like that. I love how that looks. I don't give a shit that it's, like, you know, like, coffee brown and stuff like that. I'm sure that appeals extra in some ways, but... Like, I would like to be able to maybe change the colors of her stuff, like dye her armor and stuff. But I like the fact that she has a standard look kind of thing. And yeah, I don't know. I just like the armor that they choose to go with for the rogues. My character and stuff, if I change over to this version, we end up with like, I don't know if I can stand it. There we go. The good old bot flap. I don't know why I enjoy this so deeply, but that is just the design of an outfit of armor that I find is like deeply amusing to me for some fucking reason. But anywho, it changes to this like full on like almost Romanesque kind of like skirt thing, and I don't enjoy that as much. The butt flap is preferable to me. Um, I guess I have like weird preferences, but yeah, I don't know. I like some of like the older stuff. Like if you look at Endariel, I'm getting up to where I'm supposed to be. If you look at Endariel's design, her older outfit design is definitely not very appropriate kind of gear for battle. But then again, she's supposed to be like a fucking demoness and stuff like that. Like she can wear whatever the fuck she wants. In the newer version, they've kind of like toned her stuff down to more, I don't know, sort of still sexy wear stuff, but like not the same. I don't know how to describe it. What are you up to, Phoenix? What are you doing? I turned the heater on. Yep, you could be in front of that. He's found the heater. Alright. I turned the heater on. It's kind of cold tonight. So, Phoenix should enjoy that. I actually noticed, I noticed the other day that Phoenix's coat has become, like, really dark. And, so he's a Tonkinese. And part of, like, his breed is there's a specific type of coat they can sometimes have that, kind of changes color, with temperature. So if you have two Tonkinese from the same litter, they're born in the same location with this specific coat, and then you ship one off to a colder area and you ship one off to a warmer area, what ends up happening is the one that goes to the warmer area will be substantially lighter. The one that goes to the colder area will be substantially darker. So yeah, whenever Phoenix is getting cold, he gets darker and darker into winter. And I kind of can tell that we need like heaters and stuff out. And he started getting really dark, so I figured he's also like he'll be 15 this year as well. So I figure he doesn't probably have much like what do you call it? Fat and like muscle warmth and stuff for himself. So he really relies on us to keep him warm at this point. But yeah, he'll toast up. He'll roast his little beans in front of the heater, and yeah, he won't get too much lighter. Like maybe his torso will lighten up a little bit, but that'll be about it.
I am
Azula's coat though, we've finally brushed out all of the fucking excess fur from summer, I think. Thank you for following Mustachio. Welcome in.
I am overburdened.
What are you up to tonight? Also, I'm aware, I don't always remember this, but I'm aware that, like, not everybody can talk just immediately because I've got, like, account verification and shit on to prevent spammers and shit. So I've had, like, a few people follow me, and I've not been aware that people can't talk. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I guess they didn't want to say anything, kind of thing. There's no problem. All good. I can see you can talk, that's awesome. Yeah, sometimes if an account's like too new or yeah, not verified and stuff, it was mostly we had like oh shit, this might be an area too. We had a really bad problem with like designers and stuff kind of like being excessive, you know. So I put in that stuff. It's kind of frustrating for people that are actually just people being people, but yeah, it does help. It helps everybody not get harassed by crap. Let's see, what else? Have I got space? Sort of? Kind of? Not enough for that, I'll fucking tell you that much. Let's go back. I already have a portal somewhere else. We go Act 2 Hell. Nice. Also welcome in Viken. Wakes up wagging tail. Happily snuggling wolf plush.
Good to see you.
Give you and plush some pats, Viken. Support wagging tail, greet follows. Anybody that is new in or doesn't know, Viken is my stream wolf. He's incredibly friendly. You can pat him or feed him coffee or, you know, whatever. He's very lovable. And yeah, if you don't feel comfortable like you know, patting a giant wolf and stuff like that. That's okay. Just say so. And he'll leave you be. He's very respectful like that, so it's nice. I don't know if I want to keep the chip skulls and shit, but maybe. We'll see how we go. I might sell off a couple of these smaller health potions. Yeah, I've got a few like this kind of thing. I'm here to show support, plus this game is awesome. Yeah, it's, I love this game so much. Like, I'm personally very tired at the moment, but you guys will still hear it in my voice as I like come across stuff that I love, and I just start gushing about the game. And yeah, it's hard to avoid how much I love this. Like, even just sounds. So okay, listen. And this. Oh, there we go. I just love it so much. Like, it sounds so good. It just makes me so fucking happy. Like, on a level that I can't fucking express. It's just, why does that make me so happy? I don't know. Probably like deep-seated fucking nostalgia, but still, you know. Every so often I will just walk into my inventory and just like pick up a charm and put it back down just because it makes me happy. You know, and even like the bows. Okay, so this was another thing too that I was talking about, was one of the features of like Diablo 2 versus the newer Diablos and stuff is that the quivers of arrows and stuff, you actually have to replenish that. I noticed that in Resurrected you don't have to replenish it as much, but I definitely love the fact that I do have to kind of like restock that as I kind of go. And I love it. I love all the tedious shit. I love having to pick up my own fucking coins and like, oh man, so you get more arrows. I was wondering about that. So as far as I could tell, I remember us having 500 as like a standard, or at least that's what I feel. It kind of feels right. I don't know how to explain it, but that does sort of feel right. I don't know. I'm gonna have to open up Diablo 2 at some point and actually have a look at like what the standard was. But like, that doesn't bother me too much if that's more, because I do remember these things running out. I figure maybe there were 250. Maybe that could also be correct. I'm not sure. But yeah, I feel like it used to be less, and I would run out more often, and it was more critical that I constantly had to keep picking up quivers and, you know, putting them in there and restocking it and stuff. Oh, hello. Loot in here. I also love the names. So back before we had like the AI generated name things that could generate anything, like they had to actually name these people. Like Grief Grin the Mad. Like, I love it. Somebody sat down and fucking put that together. It's the human touch in the game. Like, I've said this a couple of times with other stuff. Like last night when I was playing, what the fuck was I playing? Epistory. It was a random game night, but yeah, I was playing Epistory, and I'm like, even just like the smallest fucking elements of detail, things that you're not supposed to notice unless like you happen to be looking, kind of thing, purposely. I just enjoy that. Like in Doom, oh, waypoint. Oh, wait a minute. In Doom, they had like runes and all sorts of stuff like scrolled on the roof and in all sorts of weird hidden places. And I'm like, somebody had to think that somebody was going to look in this particular location. Are you killing something? I kind of figured as much. I guess she's antagonizing this. I don't know if I could get it from this side. I guess it's the other one. Come on, I'll get you to walk over here so then you can trigger it. Go back. She has so... There we go. She has so much fucking energy. She won't sit still. But, yeah, I just like when, I don't know, creators kind of like put in that little bit extra. Like, even the sounds of Diablo 2, they're just so rich. Like, I've said this a billion times, but even just like the sound of like money. Like, I don't know. It's so good. It's just like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I feel happy. It makes me happy to hear the noises, you know, of this game. Like, somebody sat down and thought about it and, like, what do you call it? Like, choreographed it or something? I don't know. You know, made it, designed it, built on it, worked with it, stuff like that. And then like made a decision. What are you doing, Phoenix? Phoenix is my cat friend, but it doesn't know. He's come back to kind of patrol. What you doing? You're all wired. What's up? What's up? No, you can't sit on me. You can sit in the front of the heater. Heater's on. Sure, you'd enjoy that if you'd actually sit in front of it for 5 minutes. He's gonna try his luck and see if he sits next to me for long enough and ignores me. Oh, don't you hit me with your tail. That we're not having that. All right, Phoenix is kind of like a little bit passive aggressive. What he'll do is if he really wants something, he'll come and sit next to me, and he'll turn his back to me, and then smack me around with his tail, as if like obviously he requires something, and I won't get his attention unless I do the thing or whatever. In this case, he wants to sleep on me, and he can't really do that because when I'm streaming, I can't like recline back properly. I can't really recline on my seat to begin with, but you know, what is this? A mole? I can't recline on my seat, but I can like have him sit up on my chest or something, and like lean back a little bit. You know,
Yes.
I can't do that when I'm streaming, or you guys won't hear me through them. Let's see, got more arrows. Yeah. The sound where I can tell happily. Sounding more personal if I can. Let's see what else we got in here. Oh, cat used to lay down on my keyboard. Oh man, were they like big enough to actually like activating keys, or was it like okay? Because like Phoenix is light as fuck. He's like lost a lot of his like, you know, prime of his life kind of like muscle mass and stuff. So yeah, he's pretty lightweight. I might swap these over. I haven't used really any health potions much tonight. Maybe some of these too. Let's see. This game will be forever my top 10 favorite game. Nice. A lot of people don't even consider it up there in the top 10. This is my #1 favorite game. Like, playing Resurrected, I was saying this earlier, that basically it's like getting to play the game again for the very first time, as if I've never seen it before, because a lot of the graphics and cinematics and stuff are refreshed and so good and stuff. So I am seeing those for the first time, but the thing is, like, I already love the game. So I already know I'm playing something that I enjoy, that I will enjoy, and I'm just getting to like experience it again for the first time kind of thing, which is really quite magical, because I don't know about you guys, but there's not a lot of games out anymore that you could kind of just experience. A lot of games are kind of like just jump in and play, and they're not actually like something that's going to stick with you for like 5 or 10 years or something. That's probably part of what I like about Diablo, is it comes from the era of like games that were designed to be played for like 10 years plus kind of thing. They were expected to be long-running things, you know? What's it? Yawn's tail stops wagging, falls asleep, snuggling. Gosh, no. I think Biken's fallen asleep. Maybe when he wakes up later we can give him some coffee. He does like coffee, he doesn't always want it though. And she was a big cat, so yes, she pressed stuff. Oh man. So my cat's... So Phoenix is little. He's little by even his... Well, I would say he's like breed standard size, honestly. I reckon that's where I've got to go, by the way, is over there, but we'll get to it. So Phoenix is like small, right? He's a small cat. But Azula is almost twice his size, right? She's like... She's probably like a medium cat. She is a little bit of a chonk though. Azula's got a bit of weight to her as well. Whereas Phoenix is just, he's naturally skinny. He always has been. He's always been very lean. It's part of his breed. But my previous cat, who's long since passed away and stuff, she was huge. She was like... when she was in like my parents' care, she was obese, right? And she was like 10 kilos. But when she was in my care, she got down to like 8 kilos or something like that, and she was just a fucking tank of a cat. She was just a fucking domestic long hair? Domestic medium? I don't fucking know. She was domestic something. But,
Not enough mana.
yeah, holy shit, did she have some fucking, like, size to her. Like, I'd put her paw in my hand. And I do have relatively small hands, to be fair. But, like, her paw would take up the majority of the palm of my hand. Like, it was nuts. Her head was, like, huge. Like, she was kind of like the size and
I
weight
can't carry
of...
anymore. I am overburdened.
like, larger... She definitely wasn't, like, small dog, but she was kind of, like, getting up there towards, like, a small medium dog kind of thing size. She had, like, the weight to kind of go with it, like, the weight class kind of thing. So she was definitely kind of solid. But, yeah. She never wanted to be on the desk, though, which is kind of good. And she never wanted to be up on the desk. She never wanted to be on my lap. I was okay with that. She didn't have to be. But, yeah, she just wanted to just be in the vicinity, kind of like, you know, milling around your feet kind of business. I should be able to fit this thing up here. What are you doing? That's my person. Alright, I'll grab these two and I'll go back. I also like the fact that I have to go back so fucking much. Like, some nights it does bother me a little bit that I'm, like, constantly coming back. And other times I'm like, fuck yeah, my inventory is full, let's go back. I don't know why, but yeah, that's kind of it. Oh man. But yeah, basically it's like sum it up and shit. I'm having like the time of my life getting to play through this again. I really am. Diablo 2 is just such a fucking nostalgia trip for me. There's so much of the game just makes me happy in like the simplest fucking ways. Like it's literally like getting to relive a section of time when like I don't really want to rip on everybody's like choices of games and stuff, but I do feel like this was back when games were good. I have just 100% shat on somebody's like opinion of the game. I know it. I also noticed I had two of these, so I'm going to get rid of it. But yeah, I think I got that. What do you do? 25% target defense, regeneration mana. That's good. I keep you. I'm kind of keeping one of each at the moment. Also, I found Wurt's leg, but I didn't end up finding the bell. I don't know, because I can't remember if I was supposed to get that in the same, like, normal difficulty. I feel like I was. It's kind of, I don't know, I forgot to look for it when I was there. I was too fucking excited sightseeing the, like, on fire town of Tristram. I'm a terrible person. Like, I literally go into this place that's on fire, demons are everywhere, everybody's being slaughtered and, like, I don't know, executed and shit, and I'm just, like, sightseeing, like, oh man, this place is great, you know? But that's what I do. I spend so much time, like, lost in the game. This game is like lost in the source, but like extra, you know. What's that? Honestly, older gen games are pretty good. Sure, they might not have the best graphics, but they were. What's that? They've been well thought up, yeah. So the thing I like about like the older games, apart from the fact that obviously I grew up in like, you know, 80s, 90s, 2000s, all that kind of stuff, right? Is kind of the fact that because back then the graphics weren't great, the actual mechanics and gameplay had to have substance. So when you got into a game, when you spent your hard-earned money to buy a game, you were making a decision that was going to probably determine months of your free time. And, you know, it had to kind of like stack up to that. It kind of had to be entertaining, but also, like, you know, on some level, problem-solving, kind of interesting sort of thing. I like the fact that a lot of, like, the older games, even though the graphics weren't great, like, as a kid, I had imagination that could fill in the gaps for imagination. We didn't need to have good graphics, right? I could probably... like, I can still now happily run around like this, and I have no issues with that. I love this. This is fantastic. I've played Diablo so fucking much like this that it doesn't bother me. Like, look at this snake, for God's sake. I don't even know what it's doing. Then I go to this and oh shit, hello. I weren't supposed to be there. Then I go to this and it's like, look at it. It's like poising its little head and like looking up through the grass and all sorts of shit. Like, I don't know. But, so where's that shaky snake? It was over there, Grim. I was gonna say shaky snake. I stopped myself for fucking once. I've missed some stuff through here, by the way. It's like this big old section over here where I was going. But I do want to kind of get up here. Whoop, wrong button. That ain't the thing that I want. There we go. That's the thing I want. Yeah, the older games and stuff, you kind of like, you have to kind of figure it out. And I like that because, I don't know. It's not so much like I felt like it developed my brain more. But I definitely felt like while I was playing it, I got like some level of satisfaction out of like completing tasks and figuring it out and stuff. Whereas at the moment, a lot of the time I jump into a game and I'm like, it doesn't matter if I play it today or next week or a month from now. Like, apart from the fact that if it's online, it will update and it won't be the same game realistically in like a year or so's time. But a lot of it relies heavily on pretty graphics kind of thing, and there's not much else to it. So I don't know. I think I was being asked the other day about if I play League of Legends, and I said that I don't really play a lot of like prettier games and stuff, or at least like pretty shooters and stuff like that. I don't really play a lot of like more visually attractive kind of shooters. I like ugly and gritty kind of games. They just usually are a little bit more focused on the story, the mechanics, than they